They say that a rolling stone gathers no moss, and that's something that's just one of those concepts that's been with me ever since I heard that. It's probably a Bob Dylan song, right? Or the Rolling Stone, or be a Rolling Stone. But anyway, just that inner, for me, my story, just been all over New England, moved around. These past couple days, I'm on a nature tour, nature vacation from myself, just getting out in nature, getting out of my mind, just feeling free, just more free, not like, oh, free, I'm gonna fly away, more free. And it's the inside job again, comes back to consciousness, awareness, like the 12 steps. It's it begins with that counterintuitive powerlessness. The little me child. That's what the me really is like. It's like a child. It's like that me. What about me, little child? That's the immature. And I know I'm not the only one. I know you other adults have that. No, I'm not going to call anyone out, but maybe I am anyway. That insecurity, that fear, that perceived abuse, as because all of that just seemed like all the adults, the way of the world, just you can't, no you can't, no you can't. And as a little child, it's oh yeah I can, oh yeah I can, I know I can. It's like the imagination. Oh man, a little child can do anything. The imagination and creativity. And so anyways, and so my adult path has been getting over that, obviously. I cannot escape the steps. I cannot escape the 12 steps of recovery. It comes down to those concepts. No matter how much I've tried, to escape. It's not the steps themselves. It's the concepts. I believe there's just universal guidance, universal law, if you will. Powerlessness. That little me is just doomed. It's just, oh goodness, it's been powerless anyway. So it's gotta surrender. It has to. I mean, there's no in this universe. There's no way for that. Just the limited ego to grow and thrive and be happy. It's just anyway. So I've received a gift of desperation. Not special, many people. You just bottom out, drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping, whatever, other, chocolate. I mean, any other, I probably breathe too much. I mean, so where am I going with this? Just concepts, things, just, source, powers larger than myself. There's not just one. I mean, God, the creator, the source, definitely. There are. I mean, I'm just experiencing, angels and guides in many forms, just not just one. The one truth is something for me. It's like wonderment. It's I don't know. It's let's drive down some roads, northern New Hampshire, and where I am now, just explore and drive slowly and express. So anyways, if you're just in a horrible place and it's like, oh God, I can't go on, or that could be the best place. That could be the best place to be. That could be the best place to be. Just, oh God, I can't go on. I can't stand myself any longer. Listen to that sentence. I can't stand the me that I am. That says for me, there's an I here, the I am presence. Higher self speaking through me. That's my hope, my intent. Speaking about the smaller me. So it's all, we're a whole package. And changing my perspective and changing my tune, my resonance, or my becoming aware of that thinking again. Think. That's not all that I am. Awareness, consciousness, expanding. That takes care of that. And what is this consciousness that expands and shrinks like an camera aperture? Tunnel vision. Oh my God, tunnel vision. It's only this problem, only this, or a couple of problems, and I'm doing whatever, and then again, practicing Zen, light center, light body expansion, consciousness, being out in nature and just, having that, experiencing the expansion, wonderment, more easily than being in suburban city setting. Anyways, for me, that's again, I speak only for myself. Don't believe me. Don't believe a word that I say. This is about sharing experience. I like to share first-hand experience. That's the only, really, my only teacher. I've heard a lot of words, a lot of, I've listened to preachers, I've listened to fools, good old, anyways. So, remaining on train of awakening, bottoming out on me, coming to a point of, okay, like a big bang of we're going to expand now. Awareness, consciousness, and powerless. I'm trying to evade these steps. It's like I have to, because it's like, oh, it's so cliche. Oh God, the 12 steps. Oh, I'm not thumping any kind of dogma or whatever, but powerlessness, utter powerlessness, and being aware of it, and being aware. It's like this little me is just not gonna, without awareness of higher, could be other people, groups, therapies, practices, modalities, and whatever, other things greater than me that give my life a sense of higher meaning, higher purpose. Anyways, so coming to believe, step 2, we came to believe that a higher power can restore us to sanity. It's, it's sanity. That expanding into a higher state of consciousness. But that step 3, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to care. That's the key word in that. To a higher power, to a God, to a group. To for me, it's I don't know. It's love. It's based in it's love. It's love source that must be guiding me for me to be speaking right now. And then then we live. We inventory of past. being higher, only in being higher powered, really can I make an inventory, step forward. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves, and without judging. That's something that it's taken me a lot of years, getting the judging out. And we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Judge. Still judge. But yeah, I don't have to stay there. I can choose to not go into judgment. Things. Oh, I've done this. I've done that. I've hurt these people. I've hurt myself. I've wasted time. And oh, goodness gracious me. I've been disgusting. I've been writing that out in step 5, admitting it, letting it in. I admit. It's like it's one of those tickets. This is my ticket. My admittance. I'm admitting myself. I'm admitting the nature of my wrongs. The nature. Not necessarily every little bad thing. Oh God, I stole this when I was a kid, and then whatever that, did this and that. But the nature, I felt afraid. That's the nature. That's self-centered fear. The nature of my wrongs. I'm searching out there. I deserve something. I'm going to steal it. Understanding the nature of the thinking. The nature of the neediness, the insecurity. A lot of just the. So that's the nature of my wrongs. What's the nature of things? That's a wonderful question. What's the nature of these relationships that I'm going through? What's the nature of my path? What's the not necessarily specifically. Okay, what's the best question I can ask myself today? What's the best? What's in the highest and best interest for all involved. Just live in the questions and not needing to, oh God, when you need an answer, I have to know now. I have to know, I want an answer, I need an answer. And that's not always in the highest. It's not always in the highest good or the best. Living in the questions, having that feeling of not knowing and that fear, that's a teacher for me. That's a teacher that's teaching me. It's changing me from the inside. So, and who knows many ways. So it's living the mystery. So, step 6, we become willing to have, higher powers change us. Not necessarily just one God in a book. It's all kinds, for me, all kinds of higher powers change, become willing to, humility, learning humility for an ego. Oh, wow. Oh boy. even considering that humility is, step 7, humbly ask the higher power for, we humbly ask higher power to remove defects of character. 6 is become willing to have a higher power. We become willing to have character defects changed. Again, calling them defects. I disagree with calling them defects. That's not helpful for me. Because that puts me back into judging. Got these defects, got to be fixed. Got to fix them. Like a good American, big strong man, whatever. So yeah. Anyways, enough pain and suffering. Become willing, to change. The little me really can't change the little me. It has to be, broken brain can't fix a broken brain. That's just, so it has to be higher powers, therapists, friends, groups, unseen forces of the universe. And humility is really that admittance, really that ticket. Humility is the ticket, to let in. I've been hearing, intuiting, receive, let us in, let the humility in, and so that's counterintuitive to the dog-eat-dog world. So anyways, humility to be changed, So, step 8, we make lists of people we've harmed, and it's good to have awareness of that. But again, getting all, for this, my story is that I've lived in that, and I've got to be careful of getting too much into that, oh, I've hurt these people, that people. Step 9 for me is, we make amends to, people that we've harmed. Places, people, places, things, institutions that we've harmed, and ultimately, I don't want to get too deep. Anyway, we don't really harm. Okay, stick to the simple. Yeah, okay, I've caused harm. So making amends is a lifelong process. Just saying sorry doesn't cut the mustard. That's not. It's a beginning. But changing behavior, being of service, and helping others, and doing things that the little me doesn't really want to do, wants to be selfish and stuff. So making amends, knowing, okay, I could go to this place and apologize and inform people that I've changed. And step 10, we continue to take personal inventory, and again, it's how I do that. For me, my story is lightening up. It's, I'm now higher powered, so I can be aware of, I'm doing that again. I'm behaving like this again. I can write it out, a lot of people do written. I don't do that. I like to just, I like to be aware, just lightly aware, just that light consciousness, like, oh yeah, and I don't have to be perfect. I do not have to be perfect, and that makes all the difference in the world. Because that thinking comes in where, you've got to blame and beat yourself up, and that's not how it has to be. That's not for me, thank God. Just getting over that is wonderful. And step 11, we seek. I think everyone seeks. If it's food, again, everyone seeks things, people, places, things. Even spiritual paths. People seek, for whatever reasons, egoic reasons, higher reasons. Anyways, so we sought through a higher power. We seek through prayer and meditation to improve an already existing connection with a higher power. That's not the exact quote, but we sought through prayer and meditation to improve conscious connection with a higher power. That's the basic, anyways. So an already existing connection is being improved through doing this. Again, and it's trying it. I say that where I used to scoff. What says that in the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, that we sought where we used to scoff, we remain to pray, and that's me. I used to scoff it. Just again, the little ego. Oh, you want to pray, and like some monk, like some religious person, which I know that I'm not. But it turns out it works. So I do it more and more because it feels good, and I like to feel good, and I like to be good. I like to act good. So that's nice to know that I really do like to act good and be good and spread love and good feelings, good vibes, raise vibes. Don't always do that, but that's okay. And step 12, having had a spiritual awakening. As a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other alcoholics, other people, and practice these principles in all our affairs. Again, that's a huge statement. Spiritual awakening, oh my God. Just the smallest things can be a spiritual awakening. Just like the little pings, like little realizations, like, so there's not just one spiritual experience. I'm grateful that I what's called the educational variety of recovery for me, of recovery, and I think everyone's recovering from something, from something. So this is not my message here is not just for alcoholics, drug addicts, and but I think everyone is dependent. I think dependency is, for me, is the key message. Getting over dependency on, material things, people, places, things. Having to put myself in certain situations to feel secure, to feel worthwhile. Worthiness. That's a huge one, right? So it's seeking higher powers with humility. So, and then that's what I like. I'm just called to share, just to spread, just a message that there's freedom inside of us already existing. People call it the I am presence, God, source. That's what I experience when I do this work. I get over myself. I'm able to get outside of myself and share. I get a little more courage to, oh my God, what do people think of me? I'm different. So anyways, it's getting over that. And sharing experience, firsthand experience. Way more than words. I like to write. Poetry. I get caught up, just like, I have to use words. It's like, I just want to, convey whatever, energetically, with light, energy, whatever, just, feelings and experiences. And so I've got to use words sometimes, and anyways, grateful that I do have words. So anyway, finding the words to express incredible otherworldly experiences, which are simple, not complicated. I think that everyone has them already. It's, again, in little, small degrees, large degrees, varying degrees of, awakening consciousness. And again, I'm out in nature right now, and it's waking up, conscious. We're on a tiny little, Carl Sagan called us, we're on the blue dot, the tiny blue dot. Go way out into space with a telescope and look at this, and it's just impossible. If you want, the impossibility of size, of scale, whatever. What matters to me is life. Is, a body does not a life make. This body, is a container for it, or it's it's some kind of a droid, a robot of consciousness. The consciousness moves this. Some higher energy moves this through my thought, thinking, consciousness. Anyways, wondrous thing life is. It's expanding, and it's good. It's wonderful when I can stop being so serious and joke about calling myself Serious Stephen. Other reasons for that, but I had a lot of fun. Thanks for listening. Love and light. Subscribe. Don't subscribe. Be well.